Okay, we're going to have a look at the new Creative Memories Decorative Waves Border Maker cartridge. When this one came out, I thought, I got lots of cartridges that look like that. I don't think I need this. And then I said, well, we'll give it a try and see what you can do with it. So I went ahead and punched a black base for this punch, and I was testing to see how it works with other Border Maker cartridges that Creative Memories has. So I'm going to go through and show you what I found out, and you may want to say, hey, I need this in my arsenal. I cut the Border Maker Wave in a basic black that you see here, and I'm just seeing how it worked with other ones. I did one basic black one, and I did punch one. I'll show you how I did these. I did punch one where my base page was 1¼ inches, and the final result was 7/8 of an inch. And then I did do a second one where my start punch was 1½ inches, and it finished at 1/8 of an inch. So based on these three punches, I said, well, let's see how it works with some of the existing Border Maker cartridges. If you are way old school CM, you may have one of the old blue ones, and this one was the frame chain punch. And this one here, when you punch it, you can see how nicely it works with this one here as a layer, if you want to layer some of your punches. Just going to hold that down and lay it across, and that's what it looks like on the small one. Very nice. And this is what it looks like on the larger one. When you're looking at this punch and trying to decide how it works with some of the punches you may have, you're going to look for the back. This one has got 3 elements in the space of the punch, and this one here also has 3 elements in the space of the punch, but it's 1, 2, and a half on either side. So if you are using it with this punch, in the end you are going to snip one of them off and then lay it across so it centers on both sides and it frames it quite nicely. So that is the frame chain punch. Another old standard we had, of course, was the tree punch. So I punched this one out, and then I trimmed it right down low, and this thing just looks amazing with this punch here, with a nice straight bottom with the bottom. And here again, you can go ahead and trim more of the bottom as you need to. I left it a little bit bigger so it worked with some of the other ones I'm doing now. So that is the old school tree punch. We also have the heart chain punch, which is another old school one. There's the heart chain punch, if you remember what it looked like. There's the tree punch, right? The old one was blue. The newer one, they did bring it back once, is black. So this is the heart chain punch. This is 3 exactly. So again, you'll snip one off and put it on the page. So in here, I'm going to end up lining it like this and snipping that last one off. That's on the wider one. It also looks amazing on the narrow one. Just give you an extra little shazam with your punch. So that's that one. Other punches that have come out in the past. I love this wave punch. I use it quite a bit. So with this one here, there's lots of things you can do with this one. It's a straight edge, so you can line up your straight edge with your straight edge underneath here. Pretend I cut it longer, wider, and then these will line up just amazing in the back like so to frame your waves. You can also use it as a swell in the front because it's going to line up nicely and have a swell matching your waves going across the front. So you can do a couple of layers of swells and then your waves, and it'll all just look fantastic. So that's 4 punches down. Let's keep going. Again, with these ones here, I am going on to the snowman punch. That was another favorite. Let's pull that one out. The snowman punch again has a straight bottom edge, but look at those little guys. They just match up so nicely inside the top. So you can have a misty sky coming down and all your little snowmen across the bottom. Just works amazing on that one. And then again, you trim your snowman shorter and it would fit nicely in the bottom border or make this one wider. That one's done. The crystal chain punch. This is a really nice one. It's a bit wider than your first ones, the frame chain. So this one would fit nicely in this one. Again, when I pull out this one here, this one's 3 exactly across, so I would snip one off the end, so I'm 1 short, but it frames it so nicely inside the punch. Look how nice that sits. I love it. That's the crystal chain punch. Moving along, we're going to go on to the mirrored triangles punch. I don't know if you remember this one. Let's pull that one out. There's the mirrored triangles punch. This one's 2.5, so this one will fit exactly your 2 frames and a half. So it should sit perfectly flush inside this one here. Doesn't that look amazing on a page? I love it. All right, let's go on to the rope chain. That was another fun one. Put that one away. Here's the rope chain punch. That's on the tight. Let's go on the wider one. The rope chain punch, if you look at this one again, this was 3 exactly across, so you'll snip one off to get it centered nicely. I did not snip one off yet, but if I did, I would cut it here. And then these just sit very nicely across that punch. That is the rope chain punch, if you own that one. Next one up, we are going to have our circle punch. Again, these ones here you will slip across nicely, and there's our circles in here. Almost looks like a bunch of cat eyes. In the smaller one, this might be a little tight, but it gives it a nice fit. So that's our circle chain punch. Moving along. I love this one too, the diamond windows punch. And look at the frame in that one. The diamond windows punch, if you recall correctly, 3 across again. I'm going to have to snip one, but let me move that one over, and it just sits nicely like so. The diamond windows. And the last one in this case, I've got mine in the CM cases, was the pyramid keyhole punch. The pyramid keyhole punch was a spiked punch with 3 and a flush edge, so I'm going to use the one that's got a straight edge. Again, you can have it go off this way, but if I want to center it nicely with these ones, I'm going to line that one right up there, and then I'll end up cutting off my last one here, and it will sit perfectly inside here. I know, this is getting interesting, going, wow, look at all the things I can do. That is your keyhole punch. And let's get on to the last one. Oh, another favorite. This one was a specialty one. The cupcake punch, 3 in a row. I'll have to snip one off. But look how those cupcakes sit nicely. This one's got a flat bottom, so I would throw the cupcakes in here. But doesn't that frame them perfectly? That will look just amazing on a page with a background. With your cupcake punch. Moving on, we are going to demonstrate that one again with another favorite diamond one, the dotted diamond chain punch. So it's another chain one, but this time with the diamond dots. If you don't remember what it looks like, it was 3 in a row like so. And again, it fits 3 exactly. Trim the last one off. You get a nice frame on your border going all the way across your 12-inch page. The diamond dots. Last but not least, this is another one of my favorites. One of the latest ones that came out was the geometric gems chain. If you remember this one. Look how that sits nicely. So trim that one there. So this one I would punch and I would trim it further down. So I'm trimming it just here. And it would sit so nice inside here and back it nicely. Again, this one was the Geometric Gems Chain Border Maker cartridge. So this is 14 Border Maker cartridges. I showed you how this new decorative waves will work with. In the releases, you saw how they layered them and they just stacked them with different colors, one on top of the next. And they made lots of punches like that. So you can do all those, plus you can use them 14 other ways, the way I showed you now. To make these and to make the smaller hourglass sizes, I'll show you how I did that. Now that you're going to go out and get this punch, you say, how did you do that? So let's get our casing going here. Oh, it did work with this, I forget what this one's called. It did work with this punch, but it didn't look that pretty. So I didn't do a demo with that one. But the spacing on the punch is just perfect for that one. So in here, I'm going to take my new frame punch. I'm going to put it in. I'll make another black background. Open it up, line it up. This part's the easy part. Five and 6. And like I said, the first one I started with a 1.5 inch space. So I'm going to take this to the side. I'll just use my trimmer here to do my measuring. There's one, there's another half right there. On the short side, I'm lighting this up to the 1/2 inch mark. I'm give myself a straight edge on that one. And then I'm just going to grab a little piece of scrap paper to get my length. I'm going to add a bit of adhesive down this side, and I'm just going to take my tippy part that I just trimmed and attach it to this paper, so I've got the whole length down there, and now I have a piece that's long enough to go into my trimmer. I flipped it over, so I'm not going the same way. I'm going to be going opposite. I'm sliding my paper into here, lock it in place, slide it out of the way, grab my cartridge, engage, and away I go again, making another border. So this is going to be my, what was the length on that one when I cut it? I started at 1.5 when I put it on, and it takes away a little bit more because of the extra space at the top here, right? That little bit that you're going to lose here, that extra height. So from 1.5 inches, it will go down to 1.125 of an inch. So you lose 3/8 of an inch in this bite. And you'll finish with a border that wide. And you saw how that one worked the best with the geometric chain and some of those pyramid ones. So that's the magic cut, I believe, for some of them. There you go. Enjoy your new Border Maker cartridge.